Welcome, everybody, to today's webinar. We are excited to welcome you. If you're here for the Meta Business Suites do's and don'ts, you're in for a real treat. I think this is just going to help bring a lot of clarity. So get your questions ready. Jasmine is prepared to answer them all. Before I let our speaker take the stage, I do have just a couple housekeeping items to go through. So first of all, we want you to be engaged in the chat. That chat is towards the bottom right of most screens. And so, first drop your question in the chat. Which is more common, having no backup admin or having too many people with admin access? So are you A or are you B? Put that in the chat for us. And then I want to remind everyone that these webinars we're able to present are completely free and open to the public, regardless of your location. So welcome, everybody. We're glad you're here. We want to give a special shout out to our featured sponsor this week, which is Consolidated. For more than 70 years, Consolidated has been connecting Nebraska communities through reliable technology solutions, from high-speed fiber internet and business communications to managed IT services and cybersecurity support. Their teams helps businesses stay connected, secure, and productive in an increasingly digital world. So if you're looking for trusted technology partners that understand the needs of Nebraska businesses, be sure to visit Consolidated and learn about the solutions they offer. We sure appreciate the support of Grow Nebraska for today's webinar. And while we're recognizing organizations that make these trainings possible, we'd also like to highlight our featured Grow Nebraska member today. So joining us live is Rod with Hay Bale Banners, and he's been a Grow Nebraska member since 2018. So thank you, Rod. He has Hay Bale Banners, and rather than me telling you all about it, I'd like to give Rod a moment to share his story and tell us all about Hay Bale Banners. And so, Rodney, it is your turn to take the floor.
Hey, this is Rod with Hay Bale Banners LLC, joining you from Southwest Nebraska. We're located on the family farm north of Benkelman. Our primary product is hayboard banners. They're large round banners or signs for the large round bales. And with our blizzard strap kit, our hayboards survive those 100-mile-an-hour Nebraska winds. We print hay boards for graduation, weddings, events, campaigns, and even hay for sale. Fun facts: we print anything that's legal. And my local nickname is the Hay Bale Banner Dude. And finally, we want to thank Grow Nebraska for being the featured member today.
Thank you, Rodney, for telling us a little bit about Hay Bale Banners. So if you guys have anything that he can help promote, whether it's congratulating someone on a wedding or an event that's coming up, just to grab people's attention, be sure to reach out for him. They really do hold up to Nebraska's crazy weather. So at this time, I would like to welcome Jasmine to our training, and I'm going to let her take the stage so that we can optimize our time with her, learning all about the Meta Business's do's and don'ts.
Hey, let me go ahead and get my screen shared. All right, how does that look for everybody? Can you see it?
Yes, perfect.
All right, great. So I'm sure you guys saw the webinar. Oh, first, just want to say thank you, Kim and Grow Nebraska, for having me today. But if you guys have been working with Facebook and Instagram for the past couple of years for your business, I'm sure you've run into the endless difficulties and problems that Meta Business Suite gives to you if your pages and Instagram and ad account aren't set up correctly. So today I'm going to cover those do's and don'ts, and I'm even going to walk through what that correct business portfolio looks like and how to fix it at the very end. So I'm Jasmine Stock. I'm right here in Kearney, Nebraska, downtown. My office is here at NestSpace, and I'm a meta ad strategist. So I help small business owners fix and set up their ads, their Facebook, their Instagram pages, all so that it works within Meta's ecosystem, the Meta Business Suite, so that you can use this free platform for all of the great advantages that it gives you. So what does this mean? It just means that I help people untangle their messy business manager setups, get their Facebook and Instagram talking and working properly, and just helping you understand that when you build this clean system, then you're able to run these ads, give people access to the business portfolio. So someone like me, a strategist, can go in and set up those ads for you. And then just overall helping those translate all this crazy meta chaos and turn it into plain English. So today we're going to cover quite a bit. We're going to talk about what Meta Business Suite actually controls and one of the big main mistakes that almost every business makes when setting up their pages and their portfolio. We're also going to check to see if your setup is broken, and I'm going to give you that step-by-step to fix it. I'm also going to show you the proper way to give someone like me access to the business portfolio so that they can schedule approved content or run ads. And really, I just want you to know that I'm your local go-to if your meta is already a mess. So just getting right into it, let's go over some different features that are all housed inside the Meta Business portfolio if it's created and connected properly. So all of these different pieces, we've got a personal Facebook profile, we have a Facebook page, we have an Instagram account, business portfolio, ad account, pixel and data sets, payment methods, the people and permissions, as well as account quality are all separate objects, but they all live inside the Meta Business Suite. And so think of Meta Business Suite as the folder that holds everything to keep things connected and organized. And if things aren't connected correctly, then they're going to break on their own because Meta makes it really difficult that they've set all this up very specifically because they want people to use it correctly, but then they didn't give any resources to anybody so that they could set it up correctly. So I kind of just like leaped into this position like a year ago just because I was creating ads already. And I just found myself helping people untangle their business suite. And now I'm just trying to educate those so that the pages are connected correctly and you can use the ads and the analytics that are available for free. So some of the reasons why your system isn't working is maybe you created a Facebook page a few years ago. You don't have access to it. You don't know how to get into it. Someone else has access to it. So you created a duplicate page, or maybe an ad account was restricted or deactivated. And so you created another ad account, which just automatically got restricted because Meta's AI or operating system just flagged it because you didn't clear the outstanding balance or whatever was wrong with that restricted ad account in the prior one. So it's just going to keep on restricting those ad accounts if you don't figure out what is wrong. Same thing with 2 pixels. If you aren't familiar with what a pixel is, it is a piece of code you put on your website that tells Meta to talk to the website, and it tells you whether or not your ads are working and if it's converting. So they go from the ads, they go to the website, they buy something, and it goes back to Meta and it says, hey, this ad drove 1 sale. And that doesn't work if you've got 2 different pixels set up. More issues that you might find is the wrong person owns the business portfolio. So throughout the years I've been doing this, I've been creating a bunch of Facebook and Instagram and business portfolios for my clients. And I found that it's easier to have them create the business portfolio, give me access to the portfolio, and then I move the pages over. So it's really important that if you're the owner of the business, that you're the owner of the business portfolio. So you do want to have a backup admin. So let's say that's the next trusted person in your company, or it's your husband or wife, whatever. You want to have an extra person on the portfolio if anything were to happen to your personal Facebook account, if it were hacked. Then you want to have another option to get logged into the business portfolio so that you don't lose your pages or your ad account. So I just was working with a client today. She thought her Instagram was connected, but it was connected through the wrong path. Although she's able to cross post on Instagram and Facebook, they're not connected to Meta Business Suite. So it's just not properly connected. And when she runs ads, it's not running the ads on both platforms like it should. Let's say your personal Facebook has some kind of restriction on it that you didn't get reviewed and lifted. Then if you use that to try to create an Instagram or Facebook, they tend to restrict them immediately without review. It's some kind of automation. And it just makes it really difficult for you to just create a simple Instagram page. And then because something's not working, you're disconnecting and reconnecting assets, and that just overloads the system. It's a powerful system, but it's just not tailored exactly how we need it. Obviously, because Meta Business Suite is it's a huge thing. You know, there's a lot of people using it, and there's lots of features in it. So, getting into part one, let's talk about some of the do's that you want to do when working in your business portfolio. So the most important thing that I try to tell all of my clients, I've had many people say, hey, I want to make a Facebook page, but I don't want to use my personal profile. I don't want it to be connected whatsoever. I want this to be completely separate. Well, I'm sorry to tell you, that's just not how it works. That's not how Meta created the system. A couple years ago, they started cracking down really hard on like scam pages, and they're trying to reduce that. And so their reasoning to reduce that was saying, hey, anybody who wants to create a business Facebook page needs to have a real personal profile that hasn't been compromised or restricted. So, geez, my Facebook is from like 2010. So we're looking at 16 years old. It's established. I don't have any restrictions on it. And that's how I manage hundreds of business portfolios through my real personal profile. That's the way it is. So what you'll do then is just log in with that real Facebook. And if you already have a Facebook page created, then it'll automatically sync it in there. And so just make sure that your overall personal profile is in good standing, it's not being restricted, and then you should be able to move forward in getting that business portfolio set up. Another thing that's really important is turning on that two-factor authentication. So I have a couple different ways that Meta can text me. That happens a lot if it says, hey, we need to make sure that you are you. They'll text me a code and I'll put it in there so I can keep working in Meta Business Suite. And then sometimes it'll even ask me to use an app. I think I use Duo, D-U-O. And it like gives me a little code in there that refreshes like every minute. And sometimes that's the code that you put in. So overall, turning on two-factor is what's going to get you back in control. Like if there's ever a slight compromise, if that's on, then you can verify that it's you using the code set to your phone, the Duo app, or like a when that scans your face or whatever, just so that it verifies it's you. And then, as I had mentioned before, it's really important that you want to add a backup admin, especially with an account that has like thousands of followers or something that people are actively trying to hack. I would suggest adding another person through their personal Facebook page to gain access. And if your Instagram is also connected to the business portfolio, then you're able to log in using Instagram as well. I don't suggest that at like doing that all the time, but it's another way to get in if something, if your personal profile were compromised. So I just found this resource about a month ago, and it's really helped me solve a lot of my client cases. So if you go to this Facebook link, it's called facebook.com/account quality. And when you put that in, it kind of changes the URL, but it takes you to the right page. So that is where it's going to tell you whether or not you have an open review or if any of your assets have been disabled. It'll tell you if they are, why, and what your next steps are. You can press a little button, I think, if you have a case support open, you can say contact support or request a review. And this entire area is really important. Let's say your ad account was restricted. You want to understand why. You can contact support through here. And you can upload files, PDF files. Let's say your account was hacked. I've had this happen to clients before, or someone else like left the business and they were the controller of the business portfolio and didn't give them the control of it. And then, so I have walked people through putting together PDFs of it's like proof that they own the business so that Meta can review it and transition the ownership to them. So this is a super great resource to handle all of that. If you've ever worked with Meta support before, I'm sure they're like, hey, can you upload a screenshot? And you're like, yeah, how? This is where you upload screenshots specifically to your Meta support case so they just don't get lost, staying organized. So definitely jot that URL down and use it to your advantage. Facebook.com/account quality. And then really, let's be real. You only need one Facebook page. You only need one Instagram. You only need one business portfolio, and you only need one ad account. You don't need to make a bunch because you have a business over here that does something, and then you have another business over here. Either make them similar or just then you can create something different, but keep it in the same business portfolio. I will show you an example of that in a little bit. If you are finding that your ads account is being disabled, it's probably just because they didn't get your money, your payment didn't get through. So let's say you have a balance of like $2 and your card isn't being actively charged, they'll just turn off the ads. Meta does not care. They want to be paid. So if you don't have a primary method that's able to get charged repeatedly because they love to charge $2 every day or depending on what your ad budget is, make sure that you are aware that if they can't charge, they will disable the ad account, which freaks people out. But if you just go in and pay the balance, turn your ads back on, you should be fine. You want to name everything clearly. So if you have an ad account, I have some clients who just keep their ad account all like the ad ID number. Don't do that. It's hard for people like me or people who run a bunch of stuff in the business portfolio. Name it the brand name, you know, J Designs ad account or J Designs for the business portfolio. Just keep it simple. Don't keep it unnamed. And then at the end of the day, keep everything logged in your own copy, whether it's a hard copy or a digital version. Don't leave it all in Meta's hands to know who has access, like who you've shared this information with, and all that good stuff. So moving on to part 2, the don'ts. And these just happen like naturally. And it's not anything that you guys probably are doing wrong. It's the way that Meta built the system that's clearly confusing people. So let's just get into it. As I said, let's say you created a Facebook page and you go to that URL link and it says this content isn't available. Well, something must have happened where the account, the Facebook page was restricted because Meta literally does what they want and restricted the page. So you're wondering, where's my page? What do I do? What you need to do in that circumstance is reach out to Meta support and ask them why they disabled the page and get through with them and understand if your personal account has a restriction before you just go on and make another page, because sure enough, if you don't ask them what's going on, if you go and create a second page, they're going to disable it again. It just is what it is. So like I said, same thing with a new ad account. If your ad account is restricted, you need to figure out why from Meta support, what happened, and write that down as an internal note to just not do it again, or Meta's going to do what they love to do and restrict the account. And with the Pixel, if you install a Pixel, it's pretty simple if you follow the instructions given to you in Meta. But let's say you install the Pixel and you're noticing that it's not firing. It's not showing you, oh, well, I just did a test sale and it's not showing up. First of all, give it a few minutes, maybe even a day, because for some reason it's just slow, before you go and create another Pixel. When in doubt, use what you have, fix what's there. Don't go creating more things. It's going to get even messier. Another thing that I see is giving people full control. So if, let's say, you hired someone to be an intern, um, just give them basic control. You know, only give full control to people that you have uh, full trust in. Someone you know isn't going to go in and delete your full access, and then they're the ones with full access. I mean, I can't make this stuff up. I see it all the time. Um, People tell me their horror stories. So try not to give full control. Um, if anybody needs to go in and post some content. Boosting posts before checking any of the setup is just going to drain your bank account. You're just going to be throwing money at Meta for nothing because um, you can't post or boost if nothing's connected correctly. And a boost is a paid ad at the end of the day. So if your credit card isn't being charged, then it's just not going to work. So it's really important to make sure that everything's set up correctly before you boost a post. And honestly, I don't ever tell my clients to boost posts. If you want to run an ad, run an ad. You know, they're more beneficial. You get more bang for your buck. They're doing what they're supposed to do. A boosted post is you're just paying for reach. You're just paying for an image to get out to the audience. That's really it. Don't start disconnecting things because something isn't working. So let's say you're trying to post something or run an ad and it's not working. Don't go and try to disconnect the Instagram from the Facebook. Only do that. Let's say, for instance, I've seen this before. I get on someone's business portfolio and they have their business page connected, but then it's connected to their personal Instagram. So that's when you want to disconnect that and connect the business Instagram. So your personal Instagram has nothing to do with any of this ecosystem. The only thing personal that's connected to this is your personal Facebook. Okay, the fun part. I'm so sorry. I've been going through this really quickly. Do we have any questions? Questions?
Not yet. Please drop it in the chat if you do.
All right. So the first thing you want to do to check whether or not your business portfolio is connected correctly is go to business.facebook.com, and this is going to be the first page that you see. So as I said before, it's important that you click continue with Facebook because you're going to be logging in to Facebook using your personal Facebook profile. Instagram only works if it's connected, and you can use Instagram to log in if something has happened to your Facebook. It's just another way to do that. But at the end of the day, your personal Facebook profile is what's going to have full control over the assets so that you can do what you need to. You can move them into the portfolio. You can create an ad account. You're not going to be able to do those things if you continue with Instagram. So once you get logged in, it's going to take you to the main dashboard. And although I don't have a photo of that on the screen, it doesn't matter. All you'll have to do is once you're logged in is you're going to click this little drop down that's right underneath the Meta Business Suite logo. So when you click that drop down, you're going to see one of three options. Either one, it's connected correctly. It says business portfolio here. It has the name of the business portfolio, and then it has your Facebook and Instagram page. Now see how I have an additional Facebook and Instagram page underneath this business portfolio? That's because that's a different brand that I was trying to launch, and I wanted it to be faceless. So I just created a separate Instagram and Facebook and named it differently, but I kept it in my business portfolio here because they're all my assets. I don't need a separate business portfolio for them. They all live in here because they're all J designs at the end of the day. So that is what a proper business portfolio setup would look like. But let's just say you wouldn't see like that second option, the effortless creator system. You would just see your business portfolio, the folder name, and then those two assets living in there as they should. So let's say you get logged into Facebook business.com and you click the drop down and you see a business portfolio has been created, but there's no assets in the business portfolio. This is what I run into constantly because I do this for a living. I run ads, I create content, I fix portfolios. When I request access to the portfolio, I need these assets in here, or I don't have access to anything. And I will show you guys how to fix that in the next slide. Or let's say you look down here, you click the drop down and it says other assets down here and it says 2 business assets. Then that's showing that your assets aren't connected to a business portfolio whatsoever. And they're just directly tied to your personal, which just isn't best practice. It's not how Meta set all this up and wants you to do it. So how to create that business portfolio if you had those 2 options that I showed you. If you already have a business portfolio folder, I guess you won't have to do this one section. But if it says like other assets down here, like the second or the third option, then you'll want to follow these directions. But I'll also give you instructions on how to move the assets if you already have a business.
And Jasmine, we did have a question come in that they wanted to know what if the balance is 0, but is still telling you to pay the balance before you continue with ads?
Yeah, I would try to click pay balance and see if that helps. It's so much more complex than that, unfortunately. You just have to kind of mess with it. Meta either something's glitching or they restricted the ad account. I don't know. But I would just try to see if you could pay it, even though it says none, and then try to relaunch the ads in Ads Manager and try to publish them and see if they kick on.
Because is it true that you have to have an active card on file?
Absolutely. Like I said before, I have a client right now whose balance is $2. And I don't know what's wrong with their card or why it's not charging, but the ads will not run. Meta said, "Oh no, honey, I'm in the whole $2. I'm not running your ads anymore." This is what it is.
And then another kind of just a clarification, they want to make sure so you can have multiple businesses in one suite account.
Yeah, so it's really just trying to understand if their businesses are similar, like mine here on the page, I would keep them in the same business portfolio. If they're completely different, then sure, create another business portfolio and put those assets in there. But when you do that, then you have to go into the portfolio and make sure that you and whoever was on the prior portfolio has access to this portfolio. So that's where it kind of gets, it's not like super confusing, but if you just aren't in it every day like me, it can. So just depending on your skill level, depends on what you want to do.
And what would be your recommendation if they have 2 restaurants owned by the same person? Would you keep them in the
Yeah,
same portfolio?
I absolutely would. If they're both in that restaurant category, it's just going to keep everything so much easier because at the end of the day, when you give somebody access, you're giving them access to the business portfolio. You also need to make sure you select the assets, which are the Facebook and the Instagram and the ad account, which I'll discuss in a little bit. But it's just so much easier doing that than having to send another invite through another business portfolio and then all those assets as well. Great
Perfect.
questions.
Thank you.
Yeah, so just going to keep on moving along. So like I said, let's say you don't have a business portfolio created, no worries. You might get a pop-up when you first log in saying a business portfolio isn't created or there's no Facebook page or something like that. You can just click create business portfolio there. Or if it allows you in here to the drop down, you can click this create a business portfolio button here. At the end of the day, you just want this little pop-up to come up so that you can name your business portfolio the correct business name with your full name. And then that business email, it's really important that you give them a good one that you check because that's where they're going to send you things about the portfolio, as well as the email that's attached to your personal Facebook page. That email also gets notifications about Facebook stuff. So once you fill all that out, then you'll have an empty portfolio. So let's say now those people who had a portfolio but don't have any assets in it, but you have a Facebook page. It's really simple. After you're in the business portfolio, as you can see, it says Jade Signs Business Portfolio up here at the top. Oops. In the blue, you'll click the settings toggle. It's just down in the lower left-hand corner. You'll click that and a little sidebar will open and it'll say pages, add account, all that stuff that you see here on the screen. You click pages and do one or two things. You can add an existing Facebook page, super simple. If you have full control over it, which you should if you created it using your personal Facebook page, all you have to do is click that add button and then paste in your Facebook page URL and it'll sync and it'll link. And when it works like that, it's wonderful. But let's say you don't have access to it, it'll say can't connect. And you need to figure out who has access to the Facebook page, or you can request shared access. But if it's your portfolio and it's your page, you should really just have the whole access. And let's say you don't have a Facebook page at all. So you're brand new to creating all of this. This is the exact setup to do that. So it's facebook.business.com. You log in with your personal, you create that business portfolio like I just showed you. And then you come over here to pages and you click that create a new Facebook page. Then it's going to create it there in the business portfolio and you just need to click it there. The little button will say like view on Facebook. Click on there and then you make all the edits to the Facebook page on Facebook. I know it's a lot and it's so confusing. You're going to do that same thing with your ad account. So if you have an existing ad account, which some people do, a lot of people have them just connected to their personal profile, like I had showed you before, how those assets weren't connected to a business portfolio. Well, if you have a prior ad account and you have access to it, you can just click the ad account button and then that ad and then use paste the ad account ID and it'll link it. And if it doesn't, then you have to figure out who has control of it, or if it's brand new and you're just creating a brand new ad account, just click create new ad account and then name it the name of your business. And then after those assets are connected, we can finally connect an Instagram. So the easiest way for that is just to click the home button on the left-hand side, and that'll take you to the dashboard. So this is like the Meta Business Suite dashboard that you see when you first get logged in. As you can see, my client here, Boss Adult Center, does not have an Instagram page yet. So if you don't either, then you will see this button here. It says Connect Instagram. And then you can either log in to a pre-existing business Instagram, not a personal, or you can create a new one right there. When you're done with that, everything will be connected the way that it should. And then that is the right time to send someone like me or a social media manager access if you are trying to offload some of this after you're all done in the same business portfolio. You just go back to people and you click invite people, and then it'll walk you through those instructions. The first is to enter their email address. The email address that you want to use is the email address tied to their personal Facebook page. So as you can see, this is not my business email because that's not the email that's tied to my personal Facebook page. This is, and that's how I'm going to get access to the portfolio. And so you send that and then you select the assets. It's just part of the workflow that when the pop-up gives to you. So you'll select the Facebook page with basic access. You'll select the Instagram asset, basic access, same with the ad account. And you have to go through each one and you have to toggle it over and select it to make sure that all the assets, you're sending me the invite to the business portfolio and you're giving me access to the assets, because you can send me an invite to the business portfolio, but then I don't have access to the assets. I have to go dig in there and try to give myself access. So yeah, then that's how you can do that. And then finally, that everything is connected correctly. You can actually use Meta Business Suite to its full capacity. You can run ads properly in Ads Manager. You can schedule your content without any third-party tools that have a monthly subscription because Meta Business Suite is free. You can review all your analytics and for both Instagram and Facebook, all in one place, one dashboard. You can review all of your inbox messages from both platforms as well. And you can see exactly how your content is performing. And this is all free and it's built in Meta Business Suite. All you have to do is make sure your stuff is connected. Take a time to it. And so with that, um, I have a free checklist. I think it's also going to be sent out to you guys after the presentation, but it's available on my website. It's just jdesigns.info, super easy to type in your URL. You grab that Fix-It checklist for free. I just ask for your email address. And then if you're walking into any issues, you can get started with my Fix-It vault. You can also scan the QR code, it'll take you to my website. And if you need direct access to me, that information is also available on the website. And that's all I have.
Thanks so much, Jasmine. And yes, she is correct. I will link her website so that you can go directly to it if you want to have that free checklist that she's offering, so you can make sure that you're taking advantage of everything that Jasmine discussed today. And so I'm going to give everyone an opportunity. If you have additional questions, please drop them in the chat. Even if it's like I came in here expecting her to talk about this and she didn't get it answered, now's the time to kind of ask the expert, if you will. Oh, here's a great one. Is it valuable to get a verified badge?
So there's actually two different badges. And there's a verification and then there's like a verification badge. And the verification is important if, let's say you are doing kind of something weird, like something that could get restricted, like trying to sell insurance or gambling, like or politics or something like that, then you're gonna want to go to settings here. And
Oh, here. Are you showing them, Jasmine?
yeah, did I already cancel?
Yeah, here, go ahead and reshare your screen.
All right, can you guys see that now?
Yep.
So here, all the way down here. So I'm in my Meta Business Suite. I went over here to the settings and it dropped me here. You have to scroll all the way. You're first going to see this. You have to scroll all the way down. Authorizations and verifications. So here is where you can view some details for that. And oh, here it is. So, and then this is the Meta Verified. This little logo. So this is that badge that just says that you are you. So I don't know. I tell my clients I don't think that they need them, but they say that you get support, help faster. I don't have that, and I'm able to reach out to support relatively quickly. It's really just a personal judgment. If you have the budget for it and you can justify it, go for it. I do not recommend it.
Perfect. I appreciate it. Great
And I
question.
can also answer like any questions about content or anything that you guys have questions about.
I like it. So we're welcoming all questions. You're here live. What is going to help you move your business forward for the rest of the year? Drop them in the chat. Jasmine's going to answer them. Try to stump the expert. In the meantime, I am going to share while we're waiting my screen quick. Just let us know your feedback from today's training. What do you think of Jasmine? Is there more topics you want us to dive into? It's only a 3-question feedback, so if you could please let us know, it would help us just deliver more topics like today and really help you grow your business. So let us know some specifics. We'd love to find out more. We do have some coming in the chat. And then the other screen I'm going to have up here is our next training. So please be sure to join us again next week as we learn how to optimize your website for AI search. That's going to be a really great presentation. And then July 16th, the power of the inbox, how to win with emails and grow your business. So be sure, if you aren't already following us for all of our upcoming trainings, do so. They continue to be free and open to the public. So if you know someone, invite them to come and ask specific questions. And so with that, Jasmine, this person prints high school senior banners with first names, graduation year. Should they be concerned that this is restricted content? Was involved in a YouTube live training earlier this week that showed demo customer information. YouTube flagged the video and made it unavailable.
That's very interesting. Um, I am going to read off the special categories for Meta. I don't know YouTube. I don't do YouTube. So the special categories that you can still advertise, you just have to go into the Meta ads and click on this special ad category so that they can go through a special review. So there's 4 different categories for that. It's financial products and services, employment, housing, and social issues. So I don't think you'll have a problem, but what I have to tell everybody is that Meta is the gatekeeper and they're the final decider. I can know as much as I can, but it's just worth trying and seeing if there's an issue with it.
Excellent. And then can you please repeat how to add an admin to your business page only? And I can sure let you share again if you want to.
Yeah, I can go through that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So how to add an admin to your business page only.
Yeah, so let's just go to the very first thing. Okay, so when you first get logged into business.facebook.com, this is the dashboard that you'll see. You can see it doesn't have an Instagram connected yet, which is okay. No worries, you don't have to. It's just really important that you do have a Facebook page if you're going to be messing around with Meta Business Suite. If you're just with Instagram, just use Instagram, just use the app. But if you want to take advantage of both, they all have to be here. To answer that question, though, you'll click this settings button down here at the bottom, and it'll pop you up to people. And if it's not, then just click the people. Then you'll click invite people. So I'll just do my business email. So this is that walkthrough that I was talking about earlier. It's going to accept this email, even though this email is not attached to a Facebook page. So the invite's going to go through. It's just when I click the button, it's not going to work. So just make sure that the email that you are providing access to is the correct email, or they're going to come back and say there's an issue. Well, the issue is because you don't have the correct email. Basic or full, depending on your relationship. Okay, this is where you're assigning this asset. Super, super important. I could just press next and keep on going with the invite and no assets be assigned and not, provide that person with absolutely nothing. And then they'll have to say, hey, I need this. So the correct way is just selecting that Facebook, doing that partial with the toggle. Very important that you do that. If you don't do that, then you're not assigning the proper access. Doing the same thing with the ad account. Select that ad account, the right one. This client has 2 ad accounts, which has been very frustrating because he goes, where are the ads? And I have to tell him, make sure that you're using the ad account 102, not 395. So only have 1 ad account. And only provide basic, partial. Keep on going. The last one was for the pixel, very important if you want somebody to work on the pixel as well. They work hand in hand, pixel and ads. What's the point of running ads if you're not getting actual valuable data? There is no point. So making sure that the pixel is installed and then giving that access as well. So we have all three assets and selected, and we're clicking next, and we click invite.
And so just to kind of reiterate, if you have an employee, their Facebook is most likely not associated with their work email. And so kind of take that into consideration. You're most likely going to need to ask them what email is associated with their social media, their Facebook account, for you to give them access.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Thank you for sharing that. And so then my Instagram is connected, but it states that there is no activity/inactive. Any suggestions?
Yeah, so the real way for you to uh, actually determine whether or not you can think that it's connected, but the real way to verify it's actually connected is making sure that it's in this business portfolio that you're speaking of. So as you can see, there's two icons of the Facebook and the Instagram, and it's saying J Design Strategist, which is the Facebook name, jdesigns.info, which is the Instagram name. So let's click into that. And the first thing you'll see is that homepage. So if your Instagram is truly connected to your Facebook, this is where you will see that. And as well, you can go to settings, and down here on the side, it says Instagram accounts. You can see that the Instagram account is connected here. And so that's what's most important. You can go to Facebook and you can go to the settings and it'll say your Instagram's connected. Yes, I've done this a million times, but it's not working. So you got to make sure that it's connected here in the business portfolio, because that's what's going to make it communicate the way that it should.
Excellent. Let us know if there's any follow-up questions to that. Thanks for showing us. This next one, they're asking if you've had any problems with payments through American Express specifically. They've tried two Amex cards and Meta wouldn't run either of them. So they checked with the bank and everything was fine on that end, but the payments kept failing.
I have heard a lot of things about American Express just not working in general. um, I was just checking to see if there's anything on here, but it doesn't say like don't use American Express. But clearly, if you are running into issues, I would try to find a different payment method.
Yep, I would concur. It looks like they've kind of checked all the boxes on their end. Sometimes that's almost out of their control.
And that is something that if you're working in Meta Business Suite, at the end of the day, you have to let go and know that you're just not in control, because Meta's the big dog. They do what they want, and it sucks. So as users, it's like we have to tiptoe to make sure that we don't get anything restricted, which really sucks right now, but it just seems to be the way of the ecosystem.
Mhm. Okay. A few more questions. How do you remove previous leaders of a nonprofit from access and posting on the organization's Facebook page?
Yeah, so there's a couple, I mean, this is the true way. At the end of the day, give people access through Meta Business Suite, not through Facebook. Again, I have had clients who said so-and-so gave me access to the Facebook page through Facebook, and it caused me a lot of issues that I had to go and clean up to get the business portfolio correct. So if you can, don't ever just give access through the Facebook page. Always come here. Make sure that it's, you've got your pages and everything in the portfolio the way they should. And let's see, let's go back to that one that I just sent a fake invite to, and I'll show you how we can remove me. So you're in your business portfolio, you click people, you click the person that you want removed. Let's see here. I had just sent the invite, so I can cancel the invite here. But I could also come here and click remove. I don't want to do that to this one because he's an active client. Let's see if I can remove myself from this guy. I'm pretty sure it's just click the remove button. You're all good to go.
And password verification, most likely. So know your password.
Probably. Let's see what happens.
Oh,
Oh, there you go. And now I'm out of the portfolio.
awesome. Thank you for showing that. So we have a follow-up question to the Instagram not showing. What happens if it's not in the Instagram accounts under the accounts section in the settings, but both Facebook and Instagram are on the business page? Does that
I don't understand the full question. If she's saying that she can see them connected here, but not in the settings, just go to settings and click Instagram account and click add. But if it's connected from the front, it should automatically push it back here. And if not, just go to that Instagram accounts tab, click that add button and click add Instagram. It's just going to pop up a pop-up for you to log in. Make sure that you log into the correct Instagram, not your personal, not someone else's. Like I have a lot of different Instagrams that I'm connected to. And so when I do this, I want to verify that I'm connecting the correct Instagram because I just don't want that headache.
Okay, so I'm gonna give you just a little bit. Let us know if that will work because it kind of says like it won't allow them to. However, if you try to go to that Instagram accounts and then try the ad, let us know if that's where it kind of brings up red flags. Um, Another great resource could be Jasmine after the call if it's still just kind of flagging to kind of pinpoint exactly why. But feel free, keep asking us questions if you need to. But to our understanding, that's kind of your next best steps to make sure it's all properly connected. And then I believe this one, it will run a boost with it, but not ads. Is that, Holly, is that directly towards the payment of American Express? Oh, the Amex card. Oh, that is interesting. It will allow you to use that card on Boost, but not with ads.
There's something up with your ad account then. Do the account quality link and see if there's any restrictions on the ad account. And also, my email is jasmine@jdesigns.info. And if you have questions, then I can try to run a quick diagnosis.
Perfect. And I will put Jasmine's email in that follow-up. So everyone who's registered for today's webinar will receive a link to the recording and then also link to that Meta Fix-It checklist. And then also I'll just include Jasmine's email directly. So if you would like to reach out, please connect. Thank you everyone so much. If any last minute questions, we still have a few more minutes. Thanks again, Jasmine, for diving in deep into the meta ads and just how to properly secure ourselves and make sure accounts are set up. So I encourage everyone, take time, make sure you have it set up and you are giving partial access where needed and full access selectively.
Yeah, I'm happy to just run through a few of my favorite tools, just to maybe get some people more eager into wanting to have their system set up. So we've already been on the home tab many times, but this notification tab over here will show you notifications for both Instagram and Facebook. I don't have a lot going on either right now, so I just don't have any notifications. This here will take you directly to the ads manager, whether you want to go directly to the overview, the campaign, the audience, all those lovely little tabs. You can select them right there instead of having to do that over here. But either way, that's how you get into Ads Manager, which is like a different dashboard, so different from Meta Business Suite. And that's where you want to run your ads to the best of their ability. The inbox gives you messages from both Instagram and Facebook. You can also connect your WhatsApp, which is really great. And then I also have access to Facebook or Instagram comments here, all in one dashboard. I don't have to go and toggle between um, the Facebook app and then the Instagram app. You just go and review my client's work right here. Let's say you run a meta ad and the objective is leads and you're doing like a meta lead ad where there's like a little form built into the ad so you don't have to go off the platform at all. Um, those leads will be here. A little um, lead center that tells you like the intake, if it's qualified. A lot of really great free resources to use if you're implementing leads in your content. The content tab shows you everything, all the analytics, and just everything at a really quick glance for both my Instagram and Facebook for the posts and reels. And then you can do that for scheduled content, drafts. This expiring is like drafts that are expiring, and then these expired. I don't know why they have so many, but then you can review the analytics for your stories as well. And it looks like it gives you a little feed preview of content and lots of good stuff. My favorite one is the planner. So this is a great resource. Let's say I always try to tell people like if you're doing content on your own, create. I used to do batch content. You saw me at last year's market tech. I did bulk creation. So let's say you want to bulk create a month's worth of content. You go into Canva, create all your posts, carousels, your reels, finalize it all, export it all, then come over here and schedule it. It's super simple. You just click on the day. Let's see. Today, so we could do the 18th, or if I wanted to schedule it, I could click the 19th and click the little plus and say schedule. There's no schedule for reel, but I found a back way to schedule the reels. So you'll upload a video, and then when it says edit, just get it. So you guys can see. Really great. Okay. This, see here how it says schedule? I'm going to click that and then schedule your reel. And then you can schedule your reels as well, so that you can just create all your content one day, schedule it all the next, sit back, let it do its thing, get on here, check the notifications, reply to comments, reply to messages. And then at the end of the campaign because you don't know, like unless you're actively getting your content out and then reviewing the analytics, you don't know if it's performing or not. So you're putting in all this work for what? Let's look at somebody who is actually putting content out. We just did a small campaign for her. Well, her Facebook page is brand new, so obviously she's not going to be doing incredible, but considering it's brand new, the content that I have put out has reached us 402 organic views, which is great. And 29 unique visitors have actively went to the Facebook page themselves, which is super great. And out of those 29, only 2 of them followed the page. So it looks like we still have some establishing to do on the Facebook page itself. But this is the real moneymaker. This is what's going to help you decide what content is performing, because the whole point of putting out content is for your audience. So, and to convert them to buy something from you, right?
That was great. Thanks for showing some of the key tools that you take advantage of. I have not seen any other questions come through. So thank you again for sharing your knowledge. Thank you everyone for attending. We'll send the follow-up recording and we'll look forward to hearing, what's the next topic you want us to bring. And so thank you everyone. With that, I'm going to end the webinar and we'll look forward to having everyone on next week.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.